Hey everyone, Caffeine Man here, and I got a great one for you today. I am here with Matthew Lakusta. Go by Matt.
Matt Cakes, Lakusta, whatever you want to call
I'm
me.
not going to start nicknaming you. But he is the current Guinness World Record holder for the most amount of different energy drink cans. His award looks something like that, but it's better. That's just a paperweight now. It doesn't really matter anymore. So he has the record. We are going to be talking to him a lot that you probably know from the timestamp. This is a nice long video, so I hope you guys love it. We're going to be learning a little bit about Matt, how he got his collection. So Matt, first couple of questions. How old are you and what do you do?
My name is Matt Lakusta, as he was just saying. I am 34, and I am from Northern Canada in a place called Hay River.
Where is that in Canada? Is that like central Canada?
It's kind of like there's a place called Alberta, and then it's above that. It's beside Alaska, I guess would be the place.
Okay. Nice. And what do you do?
I'm an office monkey at a power company.
Yeah, we're not gonna talk about that. That's boring stuff.
Yeah, let's not get
We're not going to talk about my job. We're not going to talk about his job. You guys are here for energy drinks.
Yeah.
That's what we're here to talk about. So all the way from Canada, I know personally that Canada doesn't have a ton of drinks. I know that everyone complains that the U.S. has so many drinks. So how long have you been collecting for?
Yeah, that's true. Every time I come down to America here, it's just like a smorgasbord of energy drinks, which is pretty crazy. Yeah, I've been collecting since 2004, 5-ish. When I was a teenager, started collecting. So that's about, 20 years now. Yeah, I've been, I guess more of a traditional collector in that I just sort of kind of get them. I acquire them as I travel around, and sometimes things are given to me, but it's sort of just one of those things that you just slowly accumulate over a long period of time, I guess.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's great. I got to say, I definitely appreciate it and impressed by it because you did it for 20 years. You did it when you found them. You collected them because you're passionate about it and stuff. And when I look at my record, obviously it's an accomplishment. It's a personal accomplishment. You got a Guinness World Record. You can't take anything away from that. But I did it like in 6 years, probably like 50% of the cans were kind of given to me from companies and stuff. So even though I had the record and I got the record, and I was also helping that, it helped promote the channel a little bit, having a Guinness World Record. So I felt like I didn't really do it. I collected, yes, and I had to take the time to apply for the record. But I just really have an appreciation for actually someone who's done it for 20 years, collecting it as they went. So,
well, that's very nice of you, but no, like this is the same. Just because you collect in different ways, and you do, you're kind of more. Your passion for it is it's not. I have less passion than you for sure. Like a lot about everything we talk about. You have the history of everything, and you guys can obviously see what's going on here. But as somebody who collects and has, right now, I have 1,100 from the record, but somebody who does collect, looking at his collection it's belittling me, making me feel so small.
But it's different cans, because you got yours mostly from probably Canada, but then other places that you went to. These are like all the ones in the U.S. that you probably can't get unless you have to have them imported or you visit.
Yeah, well, we'll have to do a cross section. We'll be like, hey, we have these are our duplicates, then we'll consolidate and then we'll have it out for the world. But no, you still have the record. It's right there. Once you're a record holder, you're always a record holder. And together, we're record holders together.
I guess.
And I'm sure somebody out that's watching will come and burst our bubble, and then we'll have to actually consolidate. And,
there's people that are watching right now that those are amateur numbers. They have like 2,000. The guy on Reddit says he has 2,000 easy. Yeah,
so then I guess we're gonna have to team up. Yeah. So you guys get your stuff together, we'll get our stuff together, and we'll have a collection feud.
we're gonna get all of our cans together, and we'll have the Lakusta Caffeine Man collection. We're gonna apply together for the Guinness World Record.
Hey,
and then no one will be able to beat us.
Hey, I'm down with that. Maybe they'll give us a cool border. I know they're giving out the Icon Guinness records. I don't know if you guys know, but in the Guinness World Records they give out like Icon records, which are more special than these ones.
Oh, of course. And so maybe for them, right?
Oh, do you? Oh, probably.
You have to pay for everything.
You probably told your channel about that, eh?
Yeah, in my video, I let them know that if I would have applied back when I first applied, it was free to send out the little certificate. Now they charge you. So forget about the frame.
Yeah, they're like, it's like, what do you win? Oh, you won the opportunity to go into our VIP shop where you can purchase things, and it's like, nice, I guess. Yeah, I didn't know that for sure. When I didn't expect that. I honestly expected the certificate. Like you thought that'd be something that'd be sent to you or whatever. But
right, exactly.
That's not
a big enough company. You think that they would just send them out. That's what they do.
Yeah, but then again, they're a company. So. bleed the us dry,
Yeah. The cost of paper and shipping was what they had said on the website, was that, due to the cost of paper and shipping and the amount that they send out, they had to start charging now.
I wonder if you can just go there and you go right up to, the Guinness building over in UK and be like, I'm here for my certificate. If they'll just give it to you free, or they even got pull your credit card out.
I don't. They probably give it to
Print
you.
Print it on there
because it's in the UK, so they got to ship it all the way from the UK.
Yeah, put the printer right there. But
out of all the cans that you have, do you have that one special one that's like the oh, I got this one somewhere?
Since I get a lot of mine has come from traveling, or I can almost remember. I would say about 80% of my collection I can actually tie some kind of memory to it. Some of them obviously have more memories than others. I'll tell you a funny one. This isn't like I don't know if it's my most iconic one, but it's kind of got a funny story.
The funny stories are good too.
Okay, so there's an energy drink called Go Energy. You might have heard of it before.
Okay.
This one particularly, I'm not entirely sure what I haven't looked into the details of this company or whatever. But I went to Japan with my dad and my brother. In Japan, there's this thing called pachinko and slots, and so they're basically, you can't gamble in Japan in the traditional sense. So you can go to, essentially it's like an arcade, and then you can go. These are all things I learned after, by the way. Right. That's where the story comes in of me going into this thing, not knowing what's going on.
And they give you credits or something.
So, you know what? I'll just explain to you what it is. So I'm in Japan. I think I was in Kyoto. I can't remember if it was Kyoto or Osaka, but it was in one of the big cities there, the Twin Cities. And there's this place called, big neon letters, pachinko and slot. So that's what it says. It looks very interesting. There's it's bustling. You can tell it's when you walk into a place, it's okay, this place has got something going on in here. We're going to go check it out. So we go, and when the first sliding door opens, and there's another sliding door, but I can already hear this just loudness. It's a mixture of things. I'm not really sure what it is. We go through the next door, and you're just pounded instantly with cigarette smoke, the sound of maybe just really loud slot machines, but also the sound of games. So it's it sounds like an arcade, but really, really loud. And then on top of that, they have blasting K-pop. So you're going in there, and it's just boom into your head, and it's just da 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 ding 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 ding, and then it's just cigarette smoke, and you're walking in there, and you're like, what is this place? And then you find there's these slot machines that are called pachinko, and those are the pachinko machines. And what they are is they're machines that there's I'm not sure what the name, I can't remember the name of them, but they have the metal ball bearings. And then the games where you pop them up and they fall down those little pegs. Yeah. It's like that.
Like Plinko.
Plinko, that's the word. Yeah, it's like Plinko, but it's like Plinko times 1,000. And so every machine has the whole loud lights, and things are moving around, mechanical parts, and so you're playing that. So that's what's going on. I don't know what their people are I don't know how to play the game. I don't know any of this stuff, but I'm walking around checking this out, and you can't hear anything. It felt like chaos. I don't know what any way to describe it other than it felt like all my senses were getting attacked.
Oh yeah, overstimulated.
Overstimulation for sure. And so, and being a collector, I'm always kind of on the specifically the energy drink collector. You're kind of always, when you collect like this, you're always attuned to looking for it. You know what I mean? It's never you look past it. It's always stop, right? It always kind of stops you right when you look at it. So I'm looking at the back, which is and here Dave and Buster is what we got. I don't know if sure Rutgers is a thing here, but at the back you have the prizes, right?
Oh, right.
And on the back of this one, there's this pink can with a clown on it, and it's in Japanese basically, but all I can see, it says Go Energy. So I'm this has got to be an energy drink. This has got to be an energy drink. And I'm trying to talk to the Japanese person at the back, and they don't really speak English. And in Japan, maybe in Tokyo they do, but not everywhere. And so I'm trying to explain I want that can, and so then I pointing at it, and it's so loud, and they can't hear me, they can't understand English, and so I'm kind of that. I want that. And then he's still not really understanding, I don't think. And so he goes and finds somebody who speaks a little bit of English. And so then he's kind of what want or whatever. And I was that can, I want to buy that can. And he's no. And then he says, puts his hand money or whatever. And then I give him money. And then he gives me a bucket of those ball bearings. And then I just follow him, and he points at the machine, and then I pour them into the machine, and then the machine starts going, and then all the balls are going, and I'm sitting there, and I'm and he's kind of doing this motion, and so I just keep dumping these ball bearings into this thing. I have no idea what's going on. The machine's going crazy, ball bearings are flying everywhere. I don't know if I'm supposed to press anything, if I'm winning, if I'm losing, whatever it's going on. And I'm sitting there, and about 10 minutes in, he comes back, he's done? ? And I'm done what? I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't know if I'm winning. I don't know if I'm losing. I don't know if I just I don't know what's going on. And he's okay. He fills the bucket up again, I guess, with whatever I had there. We go, and I follow him. He dumps it into a little hole, and then he points to the desk, and then I go to the desk with him, and I'm like, I point back at the Go-Go Energy thing, and they grab it and give it to me, and I'm like, okay. And then he's like, they point again to the shelf, and I'm like, okay. So I point at something else. Yeah, I point at something else, and then they put it to me, and then they kept doing that, like. And they kept doing that over and over. And I was like, did I win like big? Did I win big? Because I keep like, I only gave him like $20 or something. And I have like now like this big thing of things in front of me. And I'm like, can I just exchange it for money? Like, I still don't know what.
Yeah,
like what
probably not. That would be
gambling.
So
yeah, and so I take all the stuff back in this huge basket or whatever, and then that's all I want is the energy drink, which is pretty funny. I actually have it unopened to this day, and I almost considered bringing it. I was
gonna say, what does it taste like? You know?
I don't know. I haven't opened it. I've always wanted trying to find a special time to open it, but
it's
anyways,
not good anymore.
Oh yeah, well, you get try it. Sometimes you got to just do that. You got to just suffer those consequences.
If he doesn't send me a picture of it, I'll find it online. I'll put a picture. I'll put it right here.
Yeah.
It's right here.
Okay. Oh, yeah. There's the clown right there. Yeah. You can imagine me drinking this. Yeah, 2000. What was that? Is that 18? I don't even know anymore. Jeez, it's a while ago. I'm not going to go into the whole details of that behind this stuff, but basically that was, now I look at that can, right? And I think about that.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
That's one can.
The experience behind the can.
Yeah,
I don't know if I have any experience like that behind a can exactly.
I think you got a lot of, you have like a lot of like knowledge experience, but also dealing with you actually deal with like the people at the masterminds behind a lot of these things, which is super cool. Like, cause we're talking about, an energy drink company, right? Like I collect the can, you collect the
information about the
can,
company.
Like you actually collect the world, the globe around the can. There's the can. That's you floating around the earth of that can.
I surround it with everything I know, and I tell a lot. Not as much anymore. After reviewing over 1,000 energy drinks, there's not much about the companies that is new unless it's a brand new company. So I get off easy with able to just taste testing the drink, and still my videos are like 12 minutes. So.
Do you have like a chemical you don't want to talk about anymore?
Chemical?
Or like some kind of, input into one of these drinks that you're like, I'm not talking about this input anymore. I beat it to death. I beat this thing to death. I'm not telling you.
I don't think so. No. I can't have stevia, so that's a problematic one. So I didn't really know. Well, I had done a review on a company called Zevia, and it was like the worst drink I ever had. I'm like, this is terrible.
I can verify that it was not good.
But then I had some other drinks, and I had another drink that had stevia in it. And I was like, oh, this one uses natural sugar substitute because it comes from a plant. And I was like, oh, I don't like this one either. So then finally, I had been talks with a company called Marquis, and they were great. They called me. They asked me what I thought of the drinks, or the flavors. They were very, very nice in communicating with me. And I just was like, I just don't like it. And then I looked it up online. And I found out that like 25% of the population have this negative reaction to stevia, because when it comes to artificial sweeteners or sugar substitutes, they do stuff to them to trick your taste buds to make you think that it's sweeter. But in some cases, it has the opposite reaction, and it tastes like chemicals. So when I found that out, I let Marquis know, oh, this is why I didn't like your drinks, because of this. And they actually went and changed their formula to primarily use erythritol with just a little bit of stevia in there. And a lot of companies have been finding this out now, and I think they're on their 5th rendition of stevia. The people that make stevia, they've modified it like 5 different times to get it to a point where people don't have this adverse reaction. But because of that, I don't review drinks that have stevia in them, because I can't give them a fair shot. Do
you when you're talking to these companies and stuff, do they like this is what I've always wondered, because sometimes you have a drink, I'm sure people on your channel here tasted something, right, and you're like, this is disgusting, and there's no redeeming qualities to it. Like, it's not just like you think it's disgusting. You're like, this is just, everybody's gonna think this. The thing itself is not good. The product is that, like, do they? I'm sure like the bigger brands would do, but like, for example, like these other companies, are they just not tasting their stuff? Like, they're not like go on the street and be like, can you just taste this? Tell me. I don't care if you like energy drinks or not. Does this taste horrible? And then they're like, yeah, they taste like trash. Like,
well, I actually, I mentioned something similar to that in a video where I'm like, I don't think The Rock tasted Zoa. He came out with this drink called Zoa, and he's like, this is the best, healthiest energy drink in the entire world, because it's The Rock. We believe him and buy it. And I'm like, He didn't drink this.
Well,
he doesn't drink it because it was crap, and they've modified it like 3 different times now. So the Zoa now that's on shelves is not the same. It's actually, I think it's decent. So I need to re-review it. But
and if you don't like it, I've heard that there's a chance that he comes out of bursts into the place with a chair and just smacks you on the head with it. Yeah. WWE's you.
And then he says, I'm trying to think of something clever.
Do you smell what The Rock is cooking?
Can you smell what The Rock is cooking now?
Yeah.
Can you smell?
He's got you pinned to the ground. Now? Drink it. It's gargling out of your mouth.
But yeah, so but I definitely had drinks that had bad reviews that got low scores and stuff. Unfortunately, luckily enough, there haven't been that many companies that sent me a drink that I had to say something bad about. It happened. I think it only happened like once, and I handled it discreetly. Like if you buy a drink and it's bad, it's easier to just say it's bad. And I always give honest reviews. So since this company said it to me, I was like, okay, well, you know what? I don't like this drink. I don't think it's that great. And it was Fit Aid. So Fit Aid was kind enough to send me their drinks. I don't know if you had Fit Aid or not.
Yep. Yeah, I got some Fit Aids.
I don't like it.
Okay.
And I drank it and I didn't like it, and I said, I don't like this, and I gave it a bad score. But I encouraged everybody to try it for themselves because we all have different taste buds. I don't think anyone did because it was bad. So, but even though a company sends me something, I still have to be honest and say if it's bad or not. I'll just say it bad in a different way. If I'm spitting something out, I bought the drink myself.
Yeah. Well, like I think what's super neat about you and you're doing this is that like you kind of know since you're doing it from a perspective of tasting it and like tasting it in a way where you're actually comparing certain elements to each other. Like for example, like I'll have something, I don't immediately think this is very, I don't immediately think, okay, this ingredients is in the same in this one. How do they match up? I don't think of it like that. I think of almost like individualistic things. But when you're talking to your group and stuff, it's like you come at it with more of like if you're looking for this kind of thing, maybe a better alternative is this because it has a better flavor, or maybe the caffeine works better.
Right.
Maybe whatever, right? Like you come out as something where it's usable for people. I feel like most people like me probably like me, I would assume, is that, they take it and they just sort of like, this one's good or this one's bad, and like it doesn't go into kind of a comparative, I don't know.
Well, that's what ended up making my channel different than a lot of the energy drink review channels there, is that, I just, when I started my channel, I wanted to present more information to people because, you get people in their car drinking it, oh, this is good. Sometimes they didn't even tell you what it tasted like. They just said it was good or bad. Yeah. So I wanted to give the energy drinks more respect that they deserved. I wanted to go over the company information. I wanted to go over the ingredients. I wanted to do all that stuff. And still, I get the people that are just like, why is this guy talking so much? I don't care. Just tell me what it tastes like. I'm like, well, you know what? They can scroll through and fast forward to what it tastes like. But
do you ever put like big numbers on the screen? You're like, fast forward to the 2-minute mark, and it has like the number.
I used
9.8
back in the day when I first started. I used to also do timestamps and chapters and stuff like that to help people out. But then I got lazy, so I'm just like, they can just scroll through.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. Hopefully, the people that your viewers appreciate that. It is a lot of work.
Yeah.
This is a lot of work. I don't even do the reviewing part of it. This collecting, and not just collecting like. But you're collecting them and doing something with them. You're presenting them nice. You're keeping them. You're cleaning them. You're finding a home for them. You're adding them to inventory logs. You're now doing. You do reviews. Like this is a lot of work.
Yeah,
like,
and that's a lot. Every now and again, the people complain, "Oh, those are all the same can," so I have to rotate them out.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you can just like.
Maybe at Christmas I'll do all the red and the green ones or something.
Do you ever just do like the slow? I know that the thinking like the slow little picture, like we'll put a lazy Susan right in the middle of this room, and then you'll just during the thing you just slowly turn.
Oh, like on this chair, I can just attach the camera to me.
Oh yeah, you have it like a bracer here.
Like this.
Bracer here.
Just go like. And do the review. You keep doing the review.
You can have you have some. Yeah, you have a string attached to like a little motor, and it just. Slowly pulls your chair around.
Yeah. More ideas. There's stuff to consider.
Put one in the chat if you want to see that. I want to see that, so I'll be making a bunch of bot accounts.
Don't tell the stuff in the chat. They do.
Oh, well, that's good.
So how long do you think you're going to have the record for? Because you beat mine in like 2 months.
Okay, well, why don't we talk about that a little bit? Let's come up from a different perspective, because you came from your perspective, right? I can tell people kind of my perspective.
Yeah. Because yours goes back to 2018.
Yeah, well, let's just chit-chat. So, Guinness World Records, right? It's a thing. Everybody knows about Guinness World Records. When you have a collection like this at some point in time, at least for me, I wasn't primary. I mean, it wasn't really a collection. I'm not really sure how you felt it from, like, I'll ask you the first question. Like, was this a hobby that you were doing because you just drank energy drinks and you just started collecting them, or did you like have this vision in mind to start doing a reviewing of them? Like where exactly where did the first batch, armful of cans that you kept on your shelf come from?
So when I was starting my channel, I wanted to have a decent background. I had to have something. And I wanted people to know a little bit about me. So I put a bookshelf behind me. I put some of the books that I read, and I put some of my hobbies on the bookshelf so people could like learn about me if they decided to look at the background. And then when I did my energy drink reviews, I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm just going to save this can and keep it as a decoration, put it on the back, and who knows, maybe it'll help me keep track of like how many drinks I've reviewed or something. Not visualizing 7 years later having over 1,000 cans. So so I just started collecting them, and my bookshelf started having more and more cans on it. And I had to start taking my books off the bookshelf. I had to start taking
the hell out of here.
These are the games I like to play. Nope, those games, you don't know what games I like to play anymore. I had to put the games away and just start putting more cans.
Yeah.
And then it just kept growing and growing and growing.
Start eating everything.
And I had done a video too where I actually have clips of this is what my used to look like. Oh, now I have 2 bookshelves. Oh, now I replace those bookshelves with these things that I got at like Target or Walmart really cheap. And then I got these, and I got the square ones. I just kept getting more and more and more from my background, and by the time the entire wall was full, it just kept going. So I wasn't thinking about it.
Yeah,
I wasn't thinking about a world record or something. I was just using it as a way to track my videos that I did. So
there you go. Do you ever feel like you're sort of the collection now? They're kind of, they're coming here. This is I say like you're collecting, but they're sort of collecting everything.
They sometimes don't
surrounding
let me leave.
you.
They're like,
I know.
Come talk to us more.
Yeah. And it is one of those collections where it's cool. Like, it's cool to look at. They're really neat looking. They have lots of art. They have lots of different stories going on behind them, different editions of cans. So
that's
it
how
is one
I
of those
started.
things. Yeah.
And you started in 2018.
Oh, we're going back? Circle back to the question?
That was the question. That was the story.
Yeah.
Don't distract.
Okay. I was going to say, I don't even know what the first question was. Well, I'm going to go back even further. Okay.
You said you started in 2018 and you were going to start
to
apply for the record.
Yeah.
Because we all know Guinness.
Yeah, but I want to say how I started my collection.
That's what I'm saying.
I know. So that we go back to 2004, 2005. Yeah.
Oh, that.
Yeah. Well, I want to just say I kind of have a similar thing. Yeah. Drop the curtain, open up, and it goes black and white. Back in my day, just kidding. So yeah, similar like that. I put them on shelves because they look neat. Teenager, I'm edgy, I'm angsty. I want to, you're not allowed to have energy drinks at that time because they didn't even know at that time. They didn't even know if they were allowed. Like they were saying, could you buy them if you weren't 18 or whatever, right? If you weren't an adult or where I'm from 18. So I'm not sure how it goes here, but if they're having that similar conversation or not. But you go to the convenience store and they're like, should this kid, should this 15-year-old or 14-year-old be able to buy, a Monster or Full Throttle or whatever the heck they had in store? They didn't even have fridge space yet at that point. But anyway, so I started putting them on my shelf, more go on the shelf. At this point in time, I'm not even cleaning them. These aren't, I'm not even rinsing these cans out. Just by the way, guys.
Spiders living in there.
Yeah, you got the gunk. You always get that gunk on the top, right, and the stuff inside. If you do not wash, if you do not wash them, it just turns into a headache. That turned into a headache later in my life. But anyways, so. Yeah, and what I didn't think of even as a collection. I thought of it as a sort of a hobby, fun thing that I put on shelves and whatever, right? Until the moment, and I think this is the turning moment where I had to take them down. Well, if I'm taking them down from my room, what am I doing with them? Am I storing them or am I getting rid of them? Because if you're getting rid of them, then that's that.
Yeah.
But if you're storing them, I think that's. When I look back, I say that's the collection because now it's like I have made a decision that these will not move. If they are being moved, they'll be moved and still be in my possession. Yeah. So that's kind of, and I'm not sure how most people collectors get into things, but that's how it happened for me. It sounds kind of similar to you. Yeah. You started using them and you're like, well, I'm going to keep them. Doing reviews, I'm going to keep them.
Right.
You kind of just ended up having lots of them.
And then you wonder, do I have the most?
Yeah. Then 2018. So in 2018, before 2018, I was always make jokes about it, like my friends, like close friends that kind of like, we talk about it or whatever, and they're saying like, what are you going to do with it? Like, maybe you have a record or whatever. And so we kind of just joked about it for kind of like a long time. And then in 2018, I decided, you know what, I'm going to pull them out because at this point they're all in boxes. I don't have them set up like Caffeine Man does here. Caffeine Boy has much to learn and a place to get and put them up somewhere. Probably have to be, find somebody who's willing for me to have a place to put them up. Yeah, I'll put that in my contract. Yeah. do you want a date? If yes, please sign here. I need a room. Yeah, I need a room for my cans. Yeah.
Skip that date.
Yeah, seriously. So anyways, 2018 comes around, and when you start thinking about the Guinness World Record, you don't, I had no idea what that meant. You don't know what that's involved. And so in 2018, I started pulling them out, taking pictures of them, trying to take videos of them. I didn't even apply to anything yet. And then I can't remember what year. I should have looked. I was going to look into this stuff because I was going to pull the dates out, but it doesn't really matter. The point is, it takes a long time for Guinness to do anything. You have to put in a title. So I'm sure that he's talked about this on his channel, is that you got to put in a title and then you can go for the title. So either the title exists and you go for it, or there's no existing title and you ask them to make a title for you to apply to. At this point in time, I think we both agreed upon there was no title, at least that we saw. Right. So I applied for a title. I actually I can't remember exact wording, but it was the largest collection of energy drinks by variety. I don't even think it was by can. I think that maybe is what they came back to me saying. No, they said that's way too big. Basically, it needs to be more specific because they want it to be able to be beaten. I think is kind of the idea. Like they don't want to have to. They have so many. They're coming in. I think they told me they have thousands a week.
Yeah.
So they're going through thousands of applications a week. So. They're busy over there doing this. This isn't
And I think that it was because of your request, even though they denied your request. When I looked into it, they said, there's a category for the largest amount of different energy drink cans, but there was no one that had the record, and they recommended having at least 1,000 cans. So that was already in there, and I'm guessing they put that in there based on
who's
you saying,
I should message them, but you'll never get the answer. They'll never tell you. But
they won't even know.
The thing that kind of, irked me or Brady's like, well, why didn't you just tell me, right? Like, if somebody asked for it, and then it's like, no, it's like, okay, well, then you can't even apply. And then that was 2018. I actually did not even look into this for a long time because I was like, well, they shut me down. It's now just still a hobby I do, right? It's not not like I'm going to ever apply to it. And it was, so I kind of want to talk about our situation, because I think our situation is weird, and I think it's coincidental in a lot of ways. It just happened at the same time, and kind of just the way it happened for whatever reason.
He was a huge Caffeine Man fan, and when he heard I got the record, that's how it happened.
Yeah, I had to come down here. I said, bring my bat. Yeah. Gotta smash some cans. Yeah. Give me these cans. No, it was basically I seen what happened is I saw the record title existed after I looked at it again. You didn't actually hold it. Well, I think when I first saw it, you did hold it. They just didn't say you had it. There was no title holder.
Right.
So at the time I was like, oh my God, there's a title here. And then in my head, since I don't know what that meant, but I knew that it didn't exist when I asked for it, so I assumed that somebody asked for it. I'd been like, oh, a Caffeine Man asked for it, right? Somebody asked for the title to be to exist. So then I was like, oh my gosh, I need to get my stuff together, because if I don't know what this person. If there's somebody going for it, I have no idea what they have, and if they have 2,000 cans. I would never be able, I'd have to work my butt off to get to that point. And and I'm like, I'm not going to do that. So that sparked me to start gunning all my work, and the amount of work you got to do is intense. So I know that he's gone through this with all
you, but I can guys verify in numerous videos. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, and mainly the inventory list. In my particular case, since I don't have them set up, my counting even took a long time. Just think of it, 7 seconds a can it took me to go through them, because I didn't have them set up from box to table to box. I had them at 7 seconds a can. It was 3.5 hours. There was just no way to make it faster unless I was whipping them across the room as fast as humanly possible or something. But
it's taking pictures.
That's just the doing part of it. There's the actual the stuff you got to do beforehand, creating the inventory list, which, my God, so much time doing that. But then also making it so your inventory list matches your video. They're very strict. Is what I'm trying to say. So it's a lot of work. So when I started going for it in 2024, you got it in 2024 January, right?
Yes.
I didn't see that until I think, and maybe it's because I wasn't checking it, and it's not like it alerts you, right? So I didn't see that you had it, I think, until July or August in that area. And that's kind of when I was doing my first filming of my stuff. And I'm not entirely sure when I first saw it, but it was something a really, really similar to when I was doing my first shots. They ended up, so then at some point I saw you, right? And I was like, oh, this person has the title. And I'm like, okay. And I actually didn't know who you were. I I'm not really into the, like, I don't really watch, like, before this, like, before I even, like, subscribe to you and stuff. I didn't really watch reviews. I didn't, I would sometimes snoop around to see if there's collections, but, like, I don't think that when I used to do that, it was, like, random websites. Somebody had a collection of some pictures and stuff. Like, it wasn't anything, like, and, like, now you'd be like, if I looked you up, it'd be like, oh, here's, like, somebody who actually collects. So, so that was interesting. And then, so when I saw your name, I was like, what? Like, oh my God. And then my thought in my head when I first saw your name was not even like, I'm going to check your channel stuff. It was just like in my head, I'm like, if this person is going to have more than me and you keep going for the title, like, let's say I was like, maybe you're going to do it every 6 months.
Yeah. So we're going to go back and forth fighting each other.
Well, in my head, no, I'm not going to, I was just like, if I don't slip in right now, I have no idea what's going on, but if I don't apply right now and get my stuff in, like if you apply for 1,200, let's say, or you know, whatever you have now, which I think is like, you said 1,400, 15, 1,400. So like you've, like, that's more than I have right now. So if you were to have gone and done it again in 6 months, I would just never have been able to get it. So that's why I like just gun-hoed like the rest of my stuff to like get it in. I don't know. In reality, like, it's been nice. Like, it's a lot of work. It's cool. We're both, in my sense, I believe, record holders. And I've heard you talk to your, you know, the channel, like people that either have collections. I've seen people with older cans, and I have like a fairly bit like older cans, like rock stars and stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe I'll post some links, I guess, in your.
I have some pictures that I stole from your website. So, or nice. Not your website, but. I don't know. I found pictures.
Yeah. Well, there's like the inventory list. Is there a way that you and I could like just like put our inventory list, just like people can just slide through it? Because that's kind of an easier way to do it.
I would basically just have to do it on my screen and scroll and record it, and then they could see the whole thing. But or they could just watch. I did like a 30-second screen of the room, and they could just look at them all. Yeah.
I'll show you the video. I'll just start throwing them on the box, and you catch them when they're there. Yeah. Anyways, that's kind of like the little bit of the story behind the Guinness record on for both of our parts.
Yeah. And like I said, it's a lot of work and stuff. And I've had plenty of people say, well, are you going to apply for it again? And before I knew you, before people were like, you got to go after that guy. You got to go, like, crush him. You can beat him. Don't let him do that. And then the next person that comes, you just keep going back and forth. And I'm like, it's so much work, though. And like I said, if I really wanted to, I could go through all the work again. But it's like, I'm the first person who got the record. So I can say I'm the first person who got the record. And if I don't still hold it, I'm fine with that for now. For now.
Well, you know what you could do, though.
But it's one of those things, too. Like I said earlier in the video, like I got the cans in a different way than you did. Like you truly collected them because you wanted to drink that drink. You got that. You were passionate about it and stuff like that. In that time, just in the last 2 years, I've gotten, or over a year, because I do like 2 reviews a week or 3 reviews a week, and sometimes it's 4 cans for a drink, for 4 cans in one video. I got to 1,400, but probably 150 of those were given to me from a company. Like I collected them because I have them and got them, but I didn't even buy them. Yeah. So it feels like it's almost like
that's the smarter way. You're saving money.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But it seems like it's almost like it's cheating the system. Still, I have to collect them. I still have to store them. I still have to do all that stuff. Yeah. So I don't see me doing it. But if someone does end up beating you,
we got to talk.
Then maybe I'll avenge you. Yeah. And say, this is 100%. A dedication to Matthew that. Now I have the record.
I was gonna say we can do this kind of like when like we share a kid, like so it's like well okay I'll keep the kid for 2 years and then you go to 1101 right and then I'll take it at 1102. We just go up by the one and we just take back the record every 2 years whatever. That'd be pretty funny. But I'm super stoked to see if they're like there just can't just be 2 of us, right? There's got to be way more people out here that have at least some kind of collection. And I think now, as you're saying, in the last few years, you're telling me there isn't people collecting everything they see. Like there's people out there. Right. They might not have obviously like the years of stuff that's come through, but like as you're saying, like you might have stuff from 4 years, and there's like 30 kind of varieties of each can. So,
right. And there's things like people on my channel have heard me say before. I do an energy drink exchange with someone, energy drink Josh, and whenever he sends me drinks, I always thank him for the drinks.
So Josh watching?
He's probably watching. Yes. Josh is probably watching this. So, and if not, someone will tell him. I'll tell him, hey Josh, timestamp here. I called your name out. But energy drink Josh is someone who contacted me early on. So, do you want to exchange some drinks? Because he had drinks in his region that I couldn't get. So I couldn't get those drinks.
Is Josh in the States or?
Yeah, he's in Georgia.
Georgia? Okay.
So,
you guys aren't that far away.
No, but it's just they still
10-hour
certain
drive
places
from?
get
Yeah.
different. Like I don't get any new drinks here. Like when something's new, it doesn't come.
Oh,
in
well, that's
this
because
area.
Rhode Island, they have to,
Yeah,
go around, and then specifically your part, right?
yeah, it's tough to get drinks here. So
It-
him and I do exchanges, but I tell people when I shout him out, I say, "Oh, thank you to Energy Drink Josh. Check out his Instagram page. He posts energy drinks almost every single day on his channel." He
So he's
has
busy.
all the drinks. So
He's
he
busy.
doesn't. I only do the big companies usually because
Yeah.
that's what my audience likes.
So he's got a big
I've had to
collection, I
say
assume?
no to small ones. Yeah, he has a ton. He probably has the world record just in pictures on his Instagram page.
Wow.
So he has more than me.
What's
I know
up,
he does.
Josh? What are you doing here,
But
man?
I don't think he like collects them. I think he either gets the 5 cents for them or something like that.
Oh, it's kinda like
I
a
don't think-
pitch off to the side.
Yeah, he might
Ah.
not even have enough room for them all. So someone like Energy Drink Josh he's had them all in his possession at some point. So I'm sure there's plenty of other people out there that do things like that. So
I respect Josh. I respect you for being able to do that.
Yeah.
It's 10 cents in Canada, which is
oh wow.
what would be for the exchange rate. I think it's about 7 cents. So you actually get 2
maybe.
more cents. You gotta go across the
Yeah.
go across the border to get your 2 cents more
Yeah.
per can.
I mean, because I would have
They're
been
gonna
able
do
to get like $50 for my collection.
Yeah. Can I tell you guys another story?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, we got story time with Matt. This was during. Okay, this is just kind of a crazy like little story about my collection. That's funny to talk about. During the time when I was trying to get the record. Okay, so this is like. There's been a lot of different changes in the climate. One of the things where I live, I'm in a very foresty area. I'm also on a river as well. And a couple things happened. I've been evacuated in the last few years for floods that were going to, that was flooding all over the place. And then also forest fires are big ones for us.
Yep.
One particular time, I think it was the second time we got evacuated that summer. It was in like August, and the fires coming in, and it was basically I was like this is going to go through the town. So I had made amends that my collection was gone.
Oh, no.
I had to do that in my head, which is kind of it is kind of sad.
Right.
But the story is that I went to my sister lives in Florida, so I said, okay, well, I got evacuated from my town. I'm going to go and visit my sister. Like, why not? Because I'm going to be, who knows when I'm going to be allowed back in. Turns out I wasn't even allowed back in for like 3 weeks or a month. It was quite a long time. And so I go and visit my sister, and my dad was able to go back to the town. So he's there before I get back. And I had just pulled out all of my stuff for like the first time since 2018, right? All my stuff again to start working on this Guinness stuff. And it's sitting in the garage. All my stuff sitting in the garage. All the cans. This is the only time I've ever pulled them out of. Like I have them like in a sea can basically. And so I have them all out there and they're all strewn, kind of not really, they're kind of just in boxes and all over the place, right? Like, it's kind of, you're trying to organize it. And so they're all in there. My dad comes back. Some people want to rake our leaves, right? So these people that are, street people, but people that live on the street, they're looking for a few bucks. And so they ask to come to rake the leaves. And we know those people. I live in a small town, like kind of know everybody. So my dad says, yeah, sure, go rake the leaves. And so he does. I think the next day or something, he comes back and the garage door is opened. So like he sees somebody running out of the door with a bag on their back. And my dad is like, the door's opening, he's staring at all the cans and they're all over the place. And he's kind of like, oh my God, that person just ran off with a bunch of Matt's cans. And so my dad, if he did not do this, I would not have been able to get the record because the amount of cans this guy had was in like a lot. It would have been probably like 100, 200 cans. He took a lot of them. So anyways, so what happened though, is though my dad chased him down the street. And so my dad's like 65 or something, 67. I can't remember exactly his age, but he's somewhere around there that this happened. And he chased him down the street, found him kind of hiding out of this dumpster. And my dad and this guy's probably very confused. Like, why is this guy chasing me for recycling? Right? Like, right? And so anyways, he finds this guy hiding out by this dumpster that's down the way. And he's like, hey, give me back those cans, right? Or says something like that. And the guy turns around and pulls out a knife. And he says, "You come any closer, I'll stick you."
Oh wow!
So he pulls out a knife on my dad, and my dad then realizes who this guy is. He recognizes him, and he says, "Oh my gosh, this is the guy that I was raking my lawn." Mm-hmm. And then he says that to him. He says, "Hey, you're the guy that was raking my lawn." Blah blah blah. And then the guy says, "Yeah, and you didn't pay us enough or something." And so then my dad was like, kind of like, "What?" Like, okay. And then he's like, if I give you like $20 right now, will you give me the cans? And the guy's just like, yeah. So then my dad pulls out his wallet, thankfully he had on him, gives the guy the $20 that has the knife on him. The guy exchanges these cans, and then he brings it back, and then my dad's hemming and hawing. So like that's the exchange. So in exchange my cans behind a dumpster at knife point, and then he's hemming and hawing about like, should I bring this to the cops or not? Right? Because like it's it's an unfortunate person. Like you wouldn't normally, like they're taking your cycling, right? It's not like anything, but in this particular case, it was something important, you know,
it wasn't recycling. It was a collection of stuff that wasn't yours.
Exactly. So it kind of makes it bad. So anyways, but he brought it to the RCMP, which is our cops in Canada. And he says like, listen, blah, 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 blah. And I don't know what all happened there. I don't think they ended up like doing a charging or anything like that. But I know some of the police because they kind of circulate, and just like in where I live, like, you know, everybody says they know everybody. So I was at the beach and I'm talking to one of the guys who I know is a police officer, and I was talking to him, and somehow I was just I had them in the museum, like the cans and stuff for show. And he said, wait, that was you? And then he tells me, he says, everybody at the detachment, we were just laughing because they're like, who's this guy? Like, they're like, this guy just chased down this, you know, person for the recycling. Like, who's going to do that? And then almost get knifed over it, you know, like just this absolutely ridiculous scenario. But then it turned out that if that did not happen, my dad did not do that, I would have just, I don't even know. I might have just been like, that's that. Cause like, you know, I'm not going to be able to go for it. And what stemmed that, I believe in my heart, is that in Florida, my dad was visiting my sister, and my nephew asked, it was a buckled up energy drink that he had purchased for me because he's like, I want uncle to have this, right? And so he gave that to my sister to be like, can you give this to dad or grandpa to give to me? And my dad didn't do it. He said, no, I'm not bringing that back up, kind of thing. And I think him doing that and me being like, what? Why would you not do it? Like, it's just one can. Like, it's not a big deal. I think that is what made him be like, I need to like
make up for that.
And I feel like I believe that if that didn't happen, he would have been like, I'm not chasing this guy, you know?
Right.
So, you know what? Shout out to my nephew, William, for making my dad feel bad.
Now, a lot of people are probably wondering why the heck you're here. Besides
in this
the
room?
interview, yeah. Like, you're all the way from Canada.
They can't see the shackles they have on me right now, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, because I have to be here. Yeah, I have like a little script behind there.
So I know some people are going to be curious about that. So I'll start the story a little bit.
Go for it.
Where when I found out, everyone's like, "Can you believe this guy beat you're going to go for him?" Like, no, this is great news. Like, someone got the record, because I've always been about promoting energy drinks. I've always been trying to get more people to review them and stuff, because I want people to know that not all energy drinks are bad for you, et cetera, et cetera. So to see the energy drink market expanding is always a good thing. So when I heard, I was like, I made a video, I congratulated him. I said, if you guys know this guy, contact him, let me know. And he's not on social media. He's just, he's impossible to find somehow.
Me. No, don't do the internet trolls.
Oh, sorry, they'll come find out. So the only thing I found was like an article that the local newspaper or something did on you, and I started trying to track it down. Eventually, I think it was your brother who left a comment saying that you had found me or heard about it, and that's how they wanted to contact you. So finally, we get the contact information, and I'm talking to him on the phone, and I'm like, so, you know, what would be great if we could do like an interview? And in my head, he's in Canada. He's also physically in Canada. But in my head, I was like, okay, so we could do this like Zoom call thing where, you know, you get on the phone. And I had it all planned out because that's what I did with other influencers, because it was impossible for us to get together. And he's like, well, what I'd like to do is maybe just come down here. I'm like, oh, yeah, sure. Come on down here. Yeah, sure. He's like, yeah, oh, that would be okay. I'm like, thinking to myself, is he serious? Oh, yeah. Like, yeah, sure. I mean, you're invited if you want to come down here. Like if I had an influencer want to come down and visit me, that's fine to do a collab. Obviously, a Guinness World Record person wanting to do an interview, yeah, come on down. That's fine. If you want to come down, I'll host you. We'll go out. We'll have hot wieners. We'll have pizza. We'll do stuff that you'll only get in Rhode Island.
You know, I see you bring everybody that comes down here gets some hot wieners.
They do. They do. They gotta have them. Gotta have them. Yeah. So we'll be doing that later. We haven't had them yet. So and we got off the phone. My wife was like, "How did everything go?" I'm like, "Oh, went pretty well." I'm like, "So you're going to do the interview?" I'm like, "Well, he's thinking about coming down here." I said, "But I don't think he's going to come down here." And she's like, "Nah, he's not coming down here." And he's like, a week later, he's like, "So I've been looking at plane tickets." So I'm like, he's actually going to be coming down.
You're like, this guy's nuts. I don't want this guy coming down. This guy's crazy.
Yeah, and I'm like, no, I'm like, this is going to be amazing. This is going to be great, and we've had a great time. We hung out last night, yesterday. We went pizza. We were talking. We went to Dave & Buster's. We went to Cheesecake Factory. We were up all night talking. He came back the next day. I didn't scare him away. He's here now. We're doing the interview. So what made you want to come down here and do the interview as opposed to just something like online?
Well, one, it's just kind of like a fortunate circumstance. I'm like, I'm able to in my life to do this. Also, something so niche, like something that's been so valuable. Like this has been, and it is this is special to you, right? You something special that you do. This is something special that I do. This has been a part of my life for many, many years. And this is part of your life heavily, for the last 6 or 7 years. I'm sure I'm sure you probably drank energy drinks before this.
Okay. Not as much. But
okay. But you know what I mean?
A couple a week.
Okay. But the point is that like these have become sort of like involved, like heavily involved in your life. So same with me too. Not to this extent. For sure, but it's like something that's pretty dear to me, and the fact that there's somebody who's that does a very similar thing in a very kind of niche community. I feel like not energy drinks are niche, but doing this is kind of niche. And the fact that like I was like, okay, well, like we'll have a chit chat and we'll see how it is. Like if we weren't going to be compatible, I might be like, maybe I'll just not come down here. But like you're extremely genuine and very kind person. Like you're interesting. The fact that like you're truly a collector of not just energy drinks but of the whole thing, as I made mention before. So like all that's very intriguing to me. And I was saying, well, you know what? My sister lives down there. Not you still have to fly, but it's like the other side of the country, right? So I still have to go all the way over there. So I was like, well, I can stop here. I can make that work. And then it's just fortunate enough that like my other sibling could come drive down because they were visiting in Montreal, in Quebec up there.
It's been a family trip.
Yeah, so we basically, Caffeine Man brings families together.
Through all parts of the country, different countries.
Yeah, exactly.
Parts of Canada, Florida.
Yeah, and everyone's coming up to, and they were all actually just bombarding him in his house.
Yeah, they were all here. They were checking out. They wanted to see the collection, so they came in. They seemed genuinely interested in the collection stuff. Yeah, and totally. They're going to be getting some energy drinks because I got lots of energy drinks here, so they're going to take some energy drinks home with them.
Yeah,
to help the ride and everything. So, but thanks for coming down here. As I said, I wasn't expecting it, but we've been having a great time. And it is a very niche community. When I got into it, I didn't think that I'd get up to 50,000 subscribers, but they're all part of the energy drink community. And the thing is, the industry has been growing by the billions every year. And energy drinks have been increasing for the past 5 years in profits by billions, while soft drinks have been going down. So energy drinks have really been growing. And even though I always say this, is that I have the largest energy drink review channel on YouTube, but I'm still minuscule in the whole grand scheme of YouTube. So it's like I can't do this full time. I do it full time, but it's not my primary full-time job. So it's one of those things, like, it is very niche, but I got a large, great community for it. The people that watch the videos are all into energy drinks.
Totally, yeah.
And there's this disconnect between my audience and the $18 billion of energy drinks that are being sold. And similar to what you were saying earlier, was when you go to the store, you don't drink them all the time. You buy a Monster, you buy a couple of drinks here and there. You don't really know, like, these other people. They're just people that go to the store and they just buy Red Bull. They just go in there, they buy Red Bull because it's an energy drink and they need energy. People that go there, they buy their Monster. They have their drinks that they buy all the time. And it's like they don't even look at the other fridge to see all these other flavors. And they drink energy drinks, but they don't know anything about the energy drink world. Whereas my audience and other people are like, oh, let's see if there's any new energy drinks. Then they find my channel and they're just, oh my God, like, what are all these drinks? Did these exist? And they start scrolling through all my videos and stuff.
It's baffling for sure.
So,
the quantity.
So it's great that, there are other people that are enthusiastic about it and will travel all the way from Canada to do an interview with a guy that has an itty bitty YouTube channel. So thank you so much. I appreciate it.
The blackmailing didn't help.
Yeah, well,
kind of.
I'm not supposed to talk about it. I'll have to jump cut that out.
Oh, jeez.
Any more stories or anything that you wanted to get into, or any other questions? So I know it's going to be a long interview for my people, but hey, it's what I do. I do interviews now and again. It's got to be what it is.
Okay, I have a question for you. Do you think the age of, because there's energy drinks come out, right, a lot that are we'll just say gross, right? Like, they're not very tasty. We'll say not tasty ones. Do you think like, do you think this time there's still the same amount of poor quality in taste, just taste alone, I'll just say, than there was kind of maybe many years ago, maybe 10 years ago or something? Like when things were, when energy drinks were still trying to figure out what the heck they were doing, right?
Yeah. I mean, the energy drink market has changed a lot. And I know in the US, it changed dramatically because of pre-workout energy drinks. A lot of other countries don't have them due to sugar regulations, caffeine regulations, and supplement regulations. But a lot of people on my channel know that Bang Energy, about 11 to 12 years ago, revolutionized the industry when they came out with their energy drink. It was a pre-workout energy drink for people that work out, had 300 milligrams of caffeine in it, and came out with the most unique flavors. They came out with cotton candy, they came out with rainbow unicorn, they came out with all these unique flavors that no one ever had before. Up until that point, you had Monster, you had Red Bull, you had maybe a flavor here or there. You had your orange flavors. You had your grape flavors. You might have a cherry.
They weren't even, they were like Monster, for example, would be like mixed. It's just MIXXD.
Right.
What is that?
Exactly.
It's chaos. What's that? I don't know.
So they would come out with these drinks. And the big company like Monster would experiment a little bit. Rockstar would experiment with a couple of flavors here and there, but there wasn't anything out there. And once Bang was successful in doing it, all these other supplement companies said, well, we can make energy drinks too. And now they have all these flavors out there that are just incredible flavors. And now you have these collabs that are going on with candy companies. And you can drink Skittles, you can drink all this, you can drink that. That it's made the energy drink market extremely competitive. So if I get an energy drink from a company that sends it to me, I'm like, oh, this is good. But you know, it's an orange flavor that's pretty good. It rates like an 8.5 or a 9, but I'll probably never buy it again because there's 10 other oranges up there that are more delicious than this one. So whatever flavor category you like, it's hard to get something else because, you know, there's the competition's really hard. So when an energy drink comes out, if it's not that great, it's really, really hard to be successful. And there's a lot of companies that are just doing it online because they can't get into stores. And
I can see that.
Yeah, so it's tough. But I think the energy drink market has come leaps and bounds just in the last decade.
What about joke flavors? Like bad ones. Anchovies. Asparagus.
Yeah, I don't know why they would come out with it because it probably just wouldn't sell very well.
But people want the joke about it. Like that's why you buy it. It's a one-time.
Right,
it's a gimmick. It's a gimmick.
Right. Well, G Fuel sometimes does that. I think G Fuel came out with a hot dog flavored G Fuel one time.
Yeah, one time.
I think Ghost might have done one as well at some point. So, and usually it's around April Fools or something. So they're like, well, did they actually create that? But Ghost had one. I can't remember what it was.
But you're telling me that we can't. You and me. Okay, I'm gonna make us $1 million. Somebody's gonna steal the idea.
Someone's like to steal ideas. We're not going to talk about stealing ideas because there's some issues going on right now that we're not going to talk about.
But we can talk about my gimmick
ideas. We can talk about our gimmick ideas.
That's my idea.
And,
now it's
and
ours.
then people
if
can
you
steal
agree
these
to it.
if they make it this far in the video. That's the thing.
Gimmick stores, pickle energy, right? Pickle juice energy. People buy that because it's funny.
Yeah.
We just need to do that. We don't need to be selling everywhere.
It's a one-time seller, though, usually.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah. Well, I guess for the people that want to do it, there'll be a lot of people that want to do it at least once.
Well, okay. Here's comparable. The Boston America Corp, right? With the labeling. They're not. It's not even a flavor. It's like buy this because Naruto, right?
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
So it's like the similar thing, except for ours is more of a joke, and theirs is more just like.
And the thing is, now that we're talking about it, we can play the ideas off of each other. But think about it, right?
Okay, let's go.
What's it called? Bernie's bots or those bots?
Exactly.
The Harry Potter.
You don't even know
the Harry Potter jelly beans.
Mystery.
The mystery ones. You don't know if you're going to get cotton candy or you're going to get someone's socks.
Yeah.
We could do mystery energy drinks.
I think people would like that. That'd be fun.
You get a 12 pack and like 8 of them are like bad flavors that people don't know. And you don't know until you get it. And they could be small cans. So we could do like those little cans over there, like the little
you can do the
tiny ones.
Yeah, the little cute ones. Yeah. Well, you can have
8-ounce cans or something.
You can have the opportunity to. And you could either do like this is going to be a prank one, or it could be like a mystery, as in a mystery flavor you don't know.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
And we just go to the 10. Tanks that some company has, or you just
put
their normal flavor in there. Yeah,
exactly.
Just the mixed berry that everybody has. Yeah. I'm just joking.
I wonder if we'd have to get the flavor chemist though to get those really bad flavors though. So that's where the money starts going up. If you're just getting a generic energy drink, you got these companies that make them in vats and put it whatever can you want, third party private label companies. But if you want to get a chemist involved to make sweat flavored, actually there was Booty Sweat. That was one of the.
Booty Sweat. I got
that was
Booty
from a
Sweat,
movie.
Yeah, Booty Sweat. Yeah, I got the can. Actually, there's one can. I'm gonna see if you know about this. I'm sure people on your channel know, but if you don't, Brondo. Do you guys remember anybody in the channel that's listening? Brondo, the thirst mutilator. Have you heard? They did. I think it originated, I believe, out of Idiocracy. Oh. I think it was the movie Idiocracy.
Oh, I know. I've seen that.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think that maybe I'm mixing up my movies or whatever, but I'm pretty sure that's where it stemmed from, and then it became a thing, sort of. It was like a joke, and they had a YouTube videos, or they had like trailers about it. It was super funny. There's also Power Thirst. Have you seen those?
No.
Those two? Oh my gosh. Okay, Brondo and Power Thirst.
Okay.
YouTube those. Everybody's listening to that. Do it. It's so funny. Anyways, they were like energy drink kind of trailer things, and Brondo was one of those cans that it was like, this is funny, kind of like Booty Sweat. Maybe it would have been, right? And I think they existed in a very limited edition amount or something, and I've seen that they exist. I've looked and I've seen that like people were selling them at some point in time. I've never seen them. If somebody on your channel knows where to find one, can you just tell us so we can see it? Because
it's on eBay, cool. Probably.
I know. I've looked.
Oh yeah, really?
Oh yeah. No, I even went to this weird awkward seller, and I messaged them and like, are these still around? This is like many years ago now. Maybe somebody on here can help us. Maybe. Sleuths, you internet sleuths out there. Maybe. Get some Brondo. Yeah. Well, I guess if anybody in your channel, like if you guys have questions for me, right. Maybe I could put my details, or you can just ask Caffeine Man here, and I'm sure you can shoot them over to me, and I can answer some stuff.
Yeah. Hopefully I asked you everything that people want to know. They never know, so.
So many things. And I would like, obviously you guys have seen this collection. I would like to show, I know that we're going to have some pictures put up and stuff like that, but I wouldn't mind, like, I know that there's a lot of differences to the cans. Like, I know that, like, for example, like people might find it interesting to see like the rock stars from like, 2005, like how they've changed. Like they and I haven't, obviously I don't have them all, but I do have like a lot of them. And I think I do have some good snapshots of eras of times in certain ones. So I'm sure that'd be interesting to folks. And so I'll see if there's something we can do, and then you guys can kind of see, what things have changed. Yeah, I'm sure it's cool for me. So
yeah. So thank you all for joining us today. Thank you, Matt, for coming down all the way from Canada with this family to do the interview. I hope you had a great time in Rhode Island. Seen a lot of good stuff. Yeah. Ate a lot of good food and everything. And I will put stuff like I always do at the end of the video there and there. Playlist of my favorite stuff and something like that.
You're going to make it crush me? Is that what's going to happen?
Yeah, it's going to block us both now.
Pushes me out of the screen.
It's going to block us both because usually I'm centered and I can evenly fit it there.
So now it's going to just tweaking our heads.
So, okay. But thank you all for joining me, and until next time, have yourselves a great day or night.
There you go.